Hello there. You're very welcome to our International Women's Day concert featuring music performed and composed by women. I suppose music by female composers doesn't feature often or often enough on concert programmes, and we're hoping to rectify that somewhat today in our own way. Historically, women were somewhat disadvantaged in the context of being denied formal education in music composition in most cases until the late 19th century. And then separately, of course, women would typically, but not always typically, not have performed on concert stages. The performances would have been restricted to private concerts within salons. So I'm delighted to be joined today by June, Jeanne and Felicia, who we've met on our respective amateur piano international paths. We've met at concerts and or festivals, and I'm really honoured to be playing amongst them. And I know that quite a number of us have learned music which we're performing for the first time today. Now, just linking in with the theme of education, and I know that myself and my fellow performers are very grateful for our own educational opportunities. But we have decided to partner with the charity CampFed, the Campaign for Female Education in Africa. And CampFed are doing Trojan work in Africa to support the education of young women. If you like what you hear, please click on the link below to support CampFed. Otherwise, also below this video, you'll see the programme for the concert. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching. Hi again. The first piece you're going to hear today is by French composer Cécile Chaminade, who was born in the mid-19th century and wrote quite a large body of works for piano and voice. The piano works were generally shorter character pieces. So I've chosen today a more substantial work by Chaminade for piano, which is her Sonata in C minor, opus 21, and I'm going to play the first movement. I was immediately drawn to this piece, both due to its scale and the fact that it genuinely is a concert piece, a concert stage piece rather than a salon piece. And from the opening, I just really enjoyed the music. So I hope you will too. It's the first of 3 pieces by Chaminade. So please enjoy, and please click below and donate to CampFed if you're enjoying the music that you hear in this concert. Thank you.
The piece I'm going to play is Chaminade's Arabesque, Opus 61, number 1. I hope you enjoy it.
Hi there, my name is June Wu and I'm a pianist based in San Francisco, California. In honor of International Women's Day this year, I'm excited to play a short piece by Cécile Chaminade, who was a French pianist and composer from the second half of the 19th century. Cécile started the piano when she was 5 and started composing when she was 7 and showed a lot of talent for the instrument and music. Unfortunately, her father felt that a woman should not be going to the Conservatory of Music in Paris, and therefore she did not receive formal training. However, she was able to have an incredibly successful career, concertizing as a pianist both in Europe and the US, and also composed over 400 pieces of music, including the one I'm about to play, which is a short theme and variations. I hope you enjoy.
The piece I'm going to play is Farrenc's Russe Varié. And I chose Farrenc because Farrenc is one of my favorite female composers. I've played her trio for flute, cello, and piano many years ago, and I really liked it. And this piece is one of her most substantial pieces, so I hope you enjoy it.
Fanny Mendelssohn was born in 1805 in Hamburg, Germany. A gifted pianist, she reportedly memorized J.S. Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier by the age of 13. However, she was discouraged from pursuing a career due to her gender and place in society. In 1829, she married painter Wilhelm Hensel, who insisted she set aside time each day to compose. During her lifetime, she composed 460 works. Most of them were smaller works because that was considered more feminine. She performed them at Sunday salon concerts for her family and friends. Before Fanny's untimely death from a stroke at the age of 41, she finally published under her own name a set of songs, Opus 1. The lovely, thoughtful Notturno in G minor was unpublished during Fanny's lifetime. The left hand has a rippling effect that is reminiscent of a Venetian boat song. Playing it smoothly and in a controlled manner is a lot more difficult than it sounds and is evidence to me of Fanny's own skill at the piano. The lyrical melody in the right hand sings over it all. The piece begins quietly and calmly, eventually building to a passionate climax, which then dissipates to almost a feeling of resignation and acceptance, as the original theme is heard again, eventually ending in G major. Over the summer, I spent a lot of time at my parents' house at Smith Mountain Lake in Virginia. In the early morning before vacationers awaken, the lake is a place of quiet and tranquil beauty. Blue herons can be seen fishing from the docks and rising into the air on great wings. In my parents' yard, the birds, squirrels, and chipmunks arrive at the feeders, scurrying around, chasing each other away, trying to stuff themselves full. For this next set, I will pair the works of two American composers. The first piece is called On a Quiet Lake and was written by African-American composer Florence Price. Florence was born in 1887 in the state of Arkansas. She studied at the New England Conservatory of Music, graduating in 1906 with an artist diploma in organ. By 1910, she was chair of the music department at Clark Atlanta University. In 1912, she married Thomas Price, and they moved back to her home state of Arkansas. They moved to Chicago in 1927 to escape growing racial tensions and violence in the American South. In 1931, she and her husband separated, leaving her to raise their two daughters alone. She worked as an organist in silent movie theaters to support her family. In 1932, she entered a composition contest, the Wanamaker Foundation Awards, and she won first prize in two categories. She won for her Symphony No. 1 and her piano sonata. Her symphony was subsequently performed by the Chicago Symphony Orchestra the following year. This launched her to fame as a serious composer. One of her most famous songs, My Soul's Been Anchored in the Lord, was performed by contralto Marian Anderson at the very important Easter Sunday concert on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in 1939. There are not many recordings of Florence Price's works, and many were thought to be lost forever. In 2009, manuscripts were discovered in an abandoned house that she once owned in Chicago. The piano piece, On a Quiet Lake, is one of those precious finds. The right hand has a shimmering pattern throughout, and the left hand melody brings, to my mind, the magnificent ascent of the blue herons that live at Smith Mountain Lake. American composer Amy Beach was born in 1867 in the state of New Hampshire. She was a recognized prodigy from a very early age, as she memorized 40 songs at the age of 1. When she was 3, she taught herself to read and began studying piano with her mother at the age of 6. Just 1 year later, she gave her first public recital. When Amy was 8, the family moved to Boston, Massachusetts. She made her Boston debut at the age of 16, and 2 years later made her orchestral debut with the Boston Symphony Orchestra, performing Chopin's Concerto in F minor. That same year, she married a physician, Henry Harris Aubrey Beach, who was 24 years older than she. He recognized her talent, but asked that she limit her public performances. Therefore, she focused on composing and published under the name Mrs. H.H.A. Beach. Amy had only had 1 year of formal training in composition, and everything else she taught herself. She was the first American female composer to be held in high esteem internationally. She was a founding member and the first president of the Society of American Women Composers. In 1921, Amy Beach became a fellow at the MacDowell Colony in Peterborough, New Hampshire, founded by the widow of the composer Edward MacDowell. The pieces I am performing today from Beach's Opus 128 were composed there, inspired by the local wildlife and landscape, and dedicated to Marion MacDowell. I will perform the first and third pieces of this charming trio. The first is titled A Peterborough Chipmunk. You can almost picture the little critters scurrying around, chasing each other away, looking on the ground for nuts and seeds. The third piece is called a hummingbird, a type of bird native to the Americas. These tiny birds average only 7 to 13 centimeters in length, and their wings move so quickly that they are a blur, allowing them to hover in one place in the air. They are quite captivating to watch as they dart quickly, feeding from the flowers, vanishing into the distance in an instant when they are done.
Hi again. The last piece you're going to hear today is also by American composer Amy Beach. It's her Ballade Opus 6. I chose this piece really because of its scale and that it seemed to be a piece that was more written for the concert stage rather than the salon. I really enjoy playing it. I hope you enjoy listening to it. And a final reminder that if you have enjoyed the music in these videos, please click on the link below to donate to the worthy cause of CampVet. Thank you for watching.